Chase stared at Celia. Even you think so? She gritted her teeth and turned her face away. Tom was also looking at Chase suspiciously. I say, sir, you're saying that Ken really did give you these rings? Chase took a deep breath and slowly nodded. Tom was clearly calmer than the others, but even he felt that there was something fishy going on. He didn't entirely trust this Chase fellow. Ken Vaughan and I know each other, so he'll tell me the truth if I ask. If you're lying, it'll be exposed. Chase shrugged indifferently. He'll tell the truth. He hoped that Tom could prove his pair of rings really was a gift from Ken, because nobody would believe him otherwise. Cicely couldn't let go so easily. Mr. Zahn, don't let him fool you. This guy might be part of the Samson family by marriage, but and everyone knows it. He spends his days loafing around. How could he possibly know Ken? At this moment, a man's voice suddenly sounded from the entrance of the room. Excuse me, is Mr. Rothman here? Chase turned his head to look and immediately laughed. The person who interrupted them was none other than Gerald, Ken's chauffeur. Chase remembered that Ken himself was talking business with clients in the next room over. Who are you? Why are you looking for Chase? Cicely asked suspiciously. I'm here. Chase greeted Gerald. What a relief. I thought it was in the wrong room. I said you were here and Mr. Vaughan wanted to come over, but he's a bit... So he's asked me to come and say hello. Gerald explained. Chase shook his head and laughed. Well, tell him I said hello too. Chad laughed. Mr. Rothman? Mr. Vaughan? His acting's pretty good. Chase, is this an actor you've hired? Don't tell me you actually know Ken. Hearing this, Gerald frowned and asked with an annoyed expression. Who are you calling actors, sir? You should really think before you speak. My boss really is Ken Vaughan. Would you like me to prove it? Gerald was even more used to ridicule than Chase, but being by Ken's side all year round, he knew he could back up his claims. As the saying went, he could put his money where his mouth was. Quentin sneered disapprovingly. You've got some nerve to talk to us like that. Your boss can't be Ken. I think you and Chase are colluding with each other, here to deceive us. Quentin Braun sneered disapprovingly. Then I say my boss is Tim Sanders, Chad laughed. If you're really in Tim Sanders' hands, I can guarantee that you'll soon lose your job. Chase narrowed his eyes and warned in an unfriendly tone. For some reason, Celia's heart shuddered when she heard those words. She suddenly remembered that Chase had spent a lot of time with Tim, who was very close friends with the Vaughans. If Chase could hang out with Tim, it wasn't impossible for him to have met Ken. A surge of hope suddenly ignited in her heart. She hoped that Chad and everyone else were wrong about Chase. Chad wanted to laugh. Listen to what he's saying. He actually... But before he could finish, he was cut off by Tom. Shut up. Everyone in the audience looked at the collector in shock. Tom walked in front of Gerald and probed him with his question. I've seen you before. You're Mr. Vaughan's driver, right? Gerald was stunned for a moment. He hardly remembered who Tom was. That's right. Weren't you the collector who helped him appraise the pair of jade rings a while ago? That's right. Tom couldn't help but let out a long sigh of relief. It was all a misunderstanding. Chase really does know Ken. Luckily, he had been smart and didn't believe the hot air Chad and the others were blowing. Hearing this, Chad was even more shocked. Tom, are you sure you aren't mistaken? Is he really Mr. Vaughan's driver? Jean and the others looked at each other in dismay. They didn't know if they should be angry or overjoyed. The rings were real and very, very valuable. Gerald retorted. Man, really? Do you need to go next door and get my boss over here so you could believe me? He'd been by Ken's side all year round, so he was naturally very quick-witted. He also could see the antagonistic relationship between Chase and these people, and decided to side with Chase. Tom's heart jumped. Is Ken next door? Can you double-check to make sure these pair of rings really was a gift to this man? Gerald nodded and confirmed without hesitation when he saw the jade rings. Yes, a gift to him. I was the one who got them from the car. Chase's disappointed gaze swept across Jean and the others one by one, finally landing on Celia. Now the truth is out. Celia felt her heart tighten as guilt overcame her. His gaze made her feel incredibly uncomfortable. You all have your answer, he asked slowly. Are you satisfied? Celia felt her mouth become dry as she didn't know what to say. In the end, she only could speak with an apologetic tone. Chase, I'm sorry. Everyone in the Samson family looks down on me, but you're part of my family, the Rothmans now. Chase reminded her. Celia's delicate body trembled when she heard that. The distance between her and Chase was growing further and further. It was now so far that she felt like he was out of reach. He suddenly changed tones and said with a serious expression, I may be angry with everyone else, but not with you. You're my wife. Celia froze on the spot, tears rolling down her cheeks soundlessly. When love and shame tangled in her heart, she didn't know what to do or say. She just felt inferior. Gerald looked at the silent crowd and asked Chase respectfully, Mr. Rothman, it looked like I came by just at the right time. Do you need me to go get Mr. Vaughan? Chase shook his head and smiled when he heard this. No, there's no need to disturb him with this matter. And anyway, you said he too much, so let's not make any more of a scene. Since he had already proven his innocence, he didn't want to involve Ken, lest he expose their business deals in front of everyone else. Gerald nodded once again. All right then, if there's nothing else, I'll get out of your hair. Goodbye, Mr. Rothman. Tom took the opportunity to return the jade rings to Chase, then decided to take his leave. I say, sir, I'm going to say hello to Ken too. Goodbye, everyone. After watching the two leave, Chase turned his attention back to Jean and the others. Holding the two jade rings in his hands, he asked sarcastically, Since you don't seem to appreciate these pair of rings, I suppose you're not going to accept them? Maybe they're not good enough for you.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.